First Alert Weather with meteorologist Noel Navarro.
Welcome back to the First Alert Weather Center. Noel, we're looking at showers increasing across the western UP, even a few rumbles of thunder in the far west.
Here comes the lightning there, Ben, coming to the western UP. I turned on our lightning detector with our First Alert Weather radar, so we're going to zoom into the western portions of upper Michigan. You got strikes that are getting to that M28 US 2 split around Gogebic County at this time, which means not just lightning strikes over Ironwood. I got to take you to that camera that we showed earlier in the newscast over in Wakefield. Now those roads are starting to get soaked with the rain and the thunderstorms. 53 degrees, a south wind gusting over 30 miles per hour, and the humidity now above 50%. Rainfall coverage across upper Michigan will spread west to east, and we're looking at widespread and likely before we even get to the midnight hour. What's happening? Your first alert: windy, rain and storms before the weekend. Isolated strong storms for tonight in the western UP, and then we got to watch for portions along the southern and even the eastern ends. I want to add that for tomorrow afternoon. Yes, it's time to pack the rain gear if you haven't, and watch out for ponding of water along the way and minor flooding, whether it's the rivers or even near the lake shores. Thunderstorm hazards. What are we talking about with strong thunderstorms? There's an isolated risk where hail could exceed a quarter size, so a quarter coin size. That could be damaging, and even some damaging winds too, not to mention the moderate to heavy rain that could lead to ponding and rising river levels. So river levels, that is. We're looking at the Storm Prediction Center. There's two rounds. Round one coming tonight and round two developing over the Central Plains. Now SPC, they're showing the higher risk for severe thunderstorms south of upper Michigan, but you see that darker shade of green for tomorrow towards Menominee County. Well, watch out for areas along Stevenson and the city of Menominee for that severe threat. Let's take you to your future radar and wind gusts as it sweeps west to east. The rain and the thunderstorms getting to Marquette. There'll be fewer thunderstorms by then, around 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, but just brace for the rumbles before the midnight hour. Looks to carry on towards Munising and the east end of upper Michigan and the southern ends too, past midnight. Now this energy going towards Menominee and Escanaba, that might take most of the energy away from places like Munising and Whitefish Point and Sault Ste. Marie, but nonetheless, it's going to be moderate to heavy pockets of rain through the morning out east. And then here's the good news. We catch a break before the lunch hour tomorrow, before round two comes, coming from the south and then spreading across upper Michigan into Friday night. And then once we get into the late evening hours, there's colder air mixing in, so we're going to see that wintry mix and light snow across high terrain out west before it starts to dry out for the Easter weekend. We're looking at rainfall that could exceed half an inch for some areas out west, and then that potential rides into the eastern and southern portions of upper Michigan for round two for Friday through early Saturday. Here's your 7-day forecast. So it's a drier outlook for Easter, as you see too, but then it'll start to spread from south to north. Rain and mix overnight. There's a chance for some snow into Monday, a chance for 3+ inches of snow out west. This is the time of year, Ben, when Jack Frost turns into the boogeyman and brings some snowy surprises before we eventually start to thaw out.
All right. Thank you very much, Noel. And you can stay connected to